Good morning, dear friends and dear students. So today, I am audible. बोलना पूर्ण हाँ स्क्रीन दिख रहा है बेटा. Okay, good morning to all. So today topic is anterior pituitary hormones, analogs and their inhibitors. Okay, so do you know the meaning of mute करो नहीं तो हेडफोन यूज करो. हेडफोन यूज के तो ज़्यादा ये नहीं आता प्रॉब्लम्स. Okay, so analog means, so these analogs are the drugs or chemical substances or maybe hormones. So their structure is similar to the respective hormones or their activity is similar to the respective anterior pituitary hormones. So instead of anterior pituitary hormones, so these hormones or these substances are used for treatment of the various conditions. Okay, so such substances or hormones are known as the analogs. And inhibitors means, so these are once again substances or chemical substances or maybe hormones or any other substances. So they are inhibit the or show the opposite effect to the interpituitary hormones, so, or they can cancel the activity of interpituitary hormone, and such substances are hormones are known as the that is inhibitors. So now we learn regarding the growth hormone secretions. So already you know, so the growth hormone secretion is mainly depending upon the hypothalamus. So when the hypothalamus it can initiate to release of the growth hormone, so that is, so when you are suffering from the hypoglycemia, that is the blood sugar is decreases less than the normal, that is the normal blood sugar level is 80 to 120 mg per deciliter. If our blood sugar level is less than that condition, so on that time certain signal, so they are reaches to the hypothalamus, because our blood vessels they will be having the certain receptor, so those receptors are known as the chemoreceptor. So these chemoreceptor function is they can detect the chemical compositions of the blood. Okay, so when the growth hormone level in the blood is less than normal, then automatically we are suffering from the hypoglycemia or any other reasons due to fasting or due to any other conditions. So when our blood sugar level is reaches less than the normal, so that condition is known as the hypoglycemia. So that can detected by the chemoreceptor, and chemoreceptor generate the message in the form of the sensory impulses, and those impulses is reaches to the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus it can read the message from the chemoreceptors or message from the blood vessels. So then it is involved in the release of the growth hormone releasing factor or growth hormone releasing hormone. So this hormone reaches to the anterior pituitary gland, so where somatotrope cells are present, so they are utilized the growth hormone releasing factor or hormone, then involved in the secretion of the growth hormones. So this released growth hormone it mainly acts on the liver, or it can enter towards the liver, where it can causes the release of the another hormone. So that hormone is known as the insulin like growth factor 1. Okay, so that hormone name is a insulin like growth factor 1, and this factor it mainly acts on the tissue. Okay, so where it can cause the enhance the carbohydrate metabolisms, protein metabolism, fat metabolism, as well as it can causes the myotrophies, or it can enhance the accumulations of the fluid in the tissue. So due to that the development of the tissue can be increases, like that the organs can be grow under the influence of the insulin like growth factor, so that can secreted by the liver by influence of the growth hormone, and same factor is also acts on the bone, that is the top of the bone. So where one special epiphyseal cartilage is present, so where this factor, it can stimulate the epiphyseal cartilage, then that cartilage is involved in the absorptions of the various minerals. So those are required for the mineralizations of the bone. So like that, the bone can be grow under the influence of the, that is insulin like growth factor 1 by a growth hormone. So like that, due to hypoglycemia or sugar level is less than normal, it can responsible for to control the blood sugar level by enhancing the, that is by inhibiting the uptake of the glucose, or by enhancing the glycogenolysis, that is the breakdown of the glycogen into glucose in the liver by a growth hormone. It is one of the pharmacological actions of the growth hormone. So like that, the that is the blood sugar level should be the normal under the influence of the growth hormone, along with the development of the tissue, developed bone can be occur. So like that, the growth hormone can be released due to condition, that is the hypoglycemia. So another conditions, so when we are fasting or when our stomach is empty, okay, when stomach is empty, automatically the stomach can secrete the one hormone or one substances is known as the ghrelins. So these ghrelins, it can reaches to the hypothalamus and influence the hypothalamus. It can release the GnRH, then GnRH releases the growth hormone from the pituitary gland. So like that, so that growth hormone is involved in the to fulfill the demand of the organ like protein, ATP, many other substances by involving in the protein metabolism, fat metabolism, and carbohydrate metabolisms. So due to only, so when we are the stomach, that is the fasting, or our stomach will be the empty, so then only, so this hormone is released. If your stomach is full, then this ghrelin is does not releases. That is, then if it is not releases, then the growth hormone cannot be releases, okay, from the unnecessarily from the hypothalamus, GnRS, then into the pituitary gland. So like that, I requested you, you don't go for the unnecessarily fasting, because if you are going for the unnecessarily fasting for the sake of asking the mobile from the parents or any other conditions, so on we are unnecessarily we are on the fastings. So during the fasting, our stomach will be the empty. So due to empty, so that the demand of the organ will be fulfilled, because our organ continuously they can require the glucose, continuously they require the protein, continuously they require the ATP for synthesis of the enzymes, hormones, and substance. So that demand of the organs or body can fulfilled by the stomach by release of the, so these substances are hormone, that is ghrelin. It can reaches to the hypothalamus, then it can enhance the release of growth hormone. Then growth hormone is releases, but excess of the growth hormone, it can cause the diabetes mellitus. It is absolutely, it is के the beneficial है for the fulfillment of demand of the organ, but the still the condition is going on. If the more ghrelin is releases, then more growth hormone can be releases. So that growth hormone, it can alter the carbohydrate metabolisms by causing the status diabetes mellitus. Then it can causes the diabetes mellitus unnecessarily due to unnecessary fasting. So that persons become the diabetes mellitus patient. So that's why I requested to all, you don't go for the unnecessarily fasting, otherwise in the future we are suffering from the diabetes mellitus. So in another side, so when, so this insulin like growth factor is releases, so its work is over, or if it is excess, if the growth hormone level is normal or it is above the normal, automatically it can send inhibitory impulses or signal to the hypothalamus. Then hypothalamus get the inhibitory impulses or information from the insulin like growth factor. It can stop the release of the GnRH. So lack of GnRH, the pituitary gland do not involved in the secretions of the growth hormone. So like that, in our body, the growth hormone is releases, and the growth hormone release can be inhibited by, that is insulin like growth factor. It can inhibit the or it can send the inhibitory impulses to the hypothalamus, then the release of growth hormone can be stopped. But due to hypoglycemia or due to empty stomach, automatically it can send stimulatory impulses or excitatory impulses to the hypothalamus. Then hypothalamus is involved in the regulations of the or release of the growth hormones. So here our today topic is certain substances are there. So they are known as the analog. Okay, so these analog are substances. So their activity is similar to the growth hormones. Okay, so when you're having the problem regarding the release of growth hormone due to stress or any other problems, so on that time the growth was stunted or the growth was stopped because we do not have the sufficient concentrations of the growth hormone in the plasma. So on that time automatically the development and the growth of the persons or that particular adult or children can be stopped. So on that time when you are visiting to the doctors or physicians, so they can prescribe the certain substances. So those are known as the analog. So their action is similar to the growth hormone. Their structure, their activity, all activity stimulate that is similar to the growth hormones. So like their growth hormones, so their acts on the tissues, their acts in the bones are involved in the development of the body, and such substances are known as the analog. Are some substances, so they are analog of the GnRH. So their activity similar to the GNRH. Lack of GnRH, so they are enter in the pituitary gland and involved in the secretions of the growth hormone. So those are also considered as the analog. So their acts on the so this pool. And second category drugs today topic is a inhibitors. So these drugs, so they are act opposite to the growth hormones, or they can act opposite to the GnRH. Then they are inhibit the release of growth hormone or release of the growth hormone releasing factor or the growth hormone releasing hormone. And such substances are known as the pituitary hormones inhibitors. So like that, our today topic is the that is analog of the growth hormone, analog of the anti-pituitary hormones or inhibitors of the anti-pituitary hormone. So like that our growth hormones will be secreted in our body. Okay, so next we can consider regarding the analog and regarding the antagonist for the growth hormones. So this side, so these are the analog. So they are mainly classified into three types. That is synthetic GHRH. That is example is a sermorelins. So this is the hormone. So structure is similar to the GHRH. That is growth hormone releasing hormone or GnRH. Okay, so that is growth hormone releasing factor. Structure and activity is also similar to the that is GHRH. So when the hypothalamus is in the problems or any genetic mutation in the hypothalamus, so those cells, so they are involved in the release of the GRH. So due to any genetic mutation or stress, so due to stress certain oxidants are developed in the brain. So those oxidants are free radicals, so they can causes the genetic mutations in the neuron cells. So due to genetic mutation or mutations of the gene in the cells of the hypothalamus, they can stop the release of the GHRH. So due to that lack of GHRH, the pituitary gland do not involved in the secretions of the growth hormone. And such conditions, we are give the patient to the synthetic GHRH. That is the example, the drug is a sermorelin. So this drug is given when the hypothalamus is malfunction, but somatotropes in the pituitary gland will be the work. Somatotropes, so these are the special type of the cells. So these are present in the okay. So then second category, recombinant human growth hormones. So these are genetically manipulated. So like COVID vaccine, so these are also synthesized by the genetic engineering, and such substances are known as the recombinant human growth hormones. Example is a somatotropin and somatrim. So this structure is similar to the growth hormones. So these are analog of the growth hormone, or they are alternative to the growth hormone. So when due to any problem in the pituitary glands or any problem in the somatotropes, so what the somatotropes are failed to secrete the growth hormones. So on that time, the physician they are administered the somatotropin and somatrim. So that is these are known as the recombinant human growth hormones. They structure, their combination or presence of the amino acid, they are similar to the growth hormone. They act like a growth hormone in the various tissues and on the bone and involved in the development and growth of the body like a growth hormone, and such substances are known as the recombinant human growth hormones. Example is the somatotropin and somatrim. And then third category regarding the analog, they are classified as the recombinant insulin-like growth factor 1, that is the mecasermine. So this is the similar, or it acts like a insulin-like growth factor in the various tissues and bone, then involved in the development of the bone like a growth hormone, because the growth hormone is also involved initiate the growth or development of bone by releasing of the insulin-like growth factor. If any problem in the liver or liver cells on that time, so these factor do not releases. So on that time and certain conditions, so on that time the doctor they administer the miscaseramine or recombinant insulin like growth factor. So like that, so these three category, so these are known as the analog of the growth hormones. So they are helpful for the treatment of the, that is the deficiency of the growth hormones. Okay, so growth hormone mainly required for the growth of the body. अगर growth नहीं हो रहा, so on that time, so when you consult the doctor, so on that time the doctor they administer the any one of the following drug according to the conditions of the patients. Then second classification, that is the growth hormone antagonist. So the first category, that is the somatostatin analog. So these category drug, so their activity or these drugs they are similar to the somatostatin. नाम सुना है? Somatostatin, it is one of the hormone. It is secreted from the pancreatic gland along with the insulin and glucagons. So this somatostatin, it is acts as a switch between glucagon and between the insulin. So when glucagon required, so on that time it can enhance the alpha cells. Then alpha cells are involved in the secretions of a glucagon. So when the sugar level is more than normal, the same somatostatin, it can stop the alpha cells and instead the beta cells to involve in the secretions of the insulin. So it is the switch between the insulin and switch between the glucagon. It is secreted from the pancreatic gland. But this same somatostatin, it is also known as a anti-growth hormones. It can abolish the activity of the growth hormone. So growth hormone, it can enhance the that is digestive activities, absorptions of the nutrition from the GIT, and this somatostatin, it can inhibit the GIT modality, and lack of nutrition from the GIT tract, the protein synthesis do not occur in the body. So due to that, this somatostatin is known as the anti-growth hormone. But the same somatostatin, it do not directly inhibit the activity of the growth hormones. Directly inhibit nahi karta, but indirectly it can inhibit the supply of the nutrition to the organ, that is by inhibiting the GIT motility or absorptions of the substances from the GIT, and lack of nutrition or amino acids or enzymes or proteins from the GIT, the growth can be decreases even in the presence of the growth hormone. So due to that reason, the somatostatin is known as a anti-growth hormone or antagonist of the growth hormone. But the somatostatin, it is having the shorter half-life and it is unstable. So due to that reason, it is not used as a antagonist, but its analog or its similar structure drug or synthetically synthesized drug like a octreotide or lanirotide. So these are used as a to inhibit the overactivity of the growth hormone. So those are known as the somatostatin analog. These are nothing but that is octoroid and lanreotide. Their structure, so their activity is similar to the somatostatin. It means so these two drugs, they also acts on the GIT and inhibit the motility of the GIT, and lack of motility, the digestion do not occurs in the gastrointestinal tract or alimentary tract or GIT, and lack of digestion, the nutrition cannot be absorbed. So due to that, we may be suffering from the constipation. So due to constipation, we having the lack of energy in the body, because the constipation, it can decrease the GIT motility. So due to lack of GIT motility, our body do not get the electrolytes, do not get the nutrition. So on that time, we can feel the lethargy or fatigue or lack of energy. So same activity can done by the somatostatin and their analog like octoroid and lanreotide. So these are also, it can abolish the or inhibit the activity of the growth hormone. So due to that, wherever the growth hormone activity is the overactive in the persons or in the adult, so on that time, so these somatostatin analogs are used to control the overactivity of the growth hormones. And second category drug like antagonist, so these are known the growth hormone receptor antagonist. So this is the growth hormone, it can act on the certain receptor, so those receptors are known as the growth hormone receptor. So where it can enhance the JAK-STAT signaling, then after that it can enhance the tyrosine kinase activity, then it can cause a gene expression. So due to gene expression, the more protein can be formed. So here, so instead of these, so these hormones like a pegostomate, it can bind on the growth hormone receptor, and it can inhibit the binding of the growth hormone on a receptor. And lack of binding on the growth hormone receptor, the growth hormones was failed to control the growth and the development of the body. So like that, the growth hormone receptor antagonist is also helpful for to control the overactivity of the growth hormones in the body. Okay, so now you understand? Clear hai? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, so these are, इस साइड का एनालॉग है और इस साइड का एंटागोनिस्ट है. अभी एनालॉग कब यूज करना चाहिए जनरली, अभी आगे जाने से पहले? ओके, कब यूज करना चाहिए एनालॉग? कौन सा भी एंटी पिट्यूटरी हार्मोन का एनालॉग. सो व्हेन यू आर यूज, उस हार्मोन का जो एक्टिविटी है वो एक्टिविटी कम हुआ, फॉर एग्जांपल इनफर्टिलिटी है, यानी बच्चे नहीं हो रहे. सो क्यों नहीं हो रहे? मे बी प्रॉब्लम इन द एस्ट्रोजन प्रोजेस्टेरोन इन द फीमेल, और मे बी प्रॉब्लम इन द टेस्टोस्टेरोन इन द मेल. ये दोनों होता. फिर दोनों हार्मोन को कौन रेगुलेट करता? दैट इज द FSH एंड LH. सो देन उस टाइम पे डॉक्टर क्या करते हैं, प्लाज्मा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन का कैसा है देख चेक कर लेते. इफ इट इज एबनॉर्मल, देन दे आर एडमिनिस्टर द एनालॉग ऑफ द FSH and LH. So like that, if the growth was stunted or pause in the children or pause in the adult, बच्चा बढ़ रहा ही नहीं है, सबके फैमिली में हाइट अच्छा है, वेट अच्छा है, सभी अच्छा है, लेकिन जो आगे जो ऑफस्प्रिंग है, so that offspring growth can be stunted or growth can be stop. उसका growth stop हुआ, पैरेंट को पता लग रहा हमारे फैमिली में ऐसे कोई भी नहीं है जिनका ग्रोथ नहीं है, तो on that time they can consult the doctors. So then the doctor, so they can give the these analog if the pituitary gland is deficiency or any problem in the hypothalamus. So on that time ये analog दिया जाता. अगर growth hormone related secretion ज्यादा हुआ, so due to that candidate can be suffering from the myalgia, hypertrophy. ADR जो growth hormone का ADR person में present है, so due to over secretion of growth hormone like congestive heart failure या कार्डियोमायोपैथी हो रहा है, पेशेंट को हार्ट फेल हो रहा है और वो ब्लड चेक कर दे कि उसको हार्ट ब्लॉक नहीं है, ब्लड वेसल्स ब्लॉक नहीं है, सोडियम लेवल अच्छा है, नॉर्मल है, किडनी अच्छा, सभी अच्छा है, स्टिल the heart was blocked. So on that time the doctor they can measure the plasma concentrations of the growth hormone. और इसका लेवल ज्यादा है, then automatically height ज्यादा रहता है due to growth, then automatically that candidate was suffering from the congestive heart failure, over secretions of the growth hormone. So on that time doctor they administer the, so these antagonist. So analog उसके एक्टिविटी निकालने के लिए एडमिनिस्ट्रेट करते हैं, एंड एंटागोनिस्ट उसका एक्टिविटी को ब्लॉक करने के, कम करने के लिए, एंड कंट्रोल द एडीआर ऑफ द, so that hormone. So on that time, so they are used the antagonist. Okay, so now we can discuss regarding the few important drugs. So those are analog or antagonist. The first category drug or first drug from this category, it is the somatotropin and somatrim. So regarding the introduction, so these two hormones, so they are the analog of the growth hormone. Their structure similar to the growth hormone. It means, so these two hormones also containing the 191 amino acids like a growth hormones. And regarding the somatrim, that is second drug, जो second drug है, so this second drug it can containing the 192 amino acids. Okay, so last amino acid is a methionine. जो लास्ट अमीनो एसिड्स है, so that is known as the methionine, and remaining 191 amino acids, so they are similar to the growth hormone. जितने growth hormone में वही growth hormone का amino acids इसमें 191 में है. Remaining one amino acid, so that is the methionine. It is present in the N terminal end. N terminal जो रहता है amino acid में, आपने बायोकेमिस्ट्री में पढ़ा है, वहाँ पे अटैच है. So that is the methionine, and that substances is known as the somatrim. And somatropin, it is containing only 191 amino acid and similar to the growth hormone. So these are the both or analog of the growth hormone. जीपीएट में पूछ सकता है, so which of the following growth hormone it can containing the 192 amino acids, or which is the following amino acid is present in the growth hormone analog in somatotrim. So that is the methionine. और कौन सा एंड को बाइंड है, इट इज बाइंड ऑन द एन टर्मिनस, एंड दैट इज द सोमाट्रिम. सोमाट्रिम का 191 अमीनो एसिड इज सिमिलर टू द ग्रोथ हार्मोन, और रिमेनिंग जो एक्स्ट्रा 1 अमीनो एसिड है एन टर्मिनस को बाइंड है, सो दैट इज नोन एज द मिथियोनिन. सो दीज आर द एनालॉग ऑफ द ग्रोथ हार्मोन, and so these are prepared by the genetic engineering or recombinant technology. So their mechanism, so they can replace the growth hormone in the body. It means their activity is similar to the growth hormone. And these two drugs, so they are commonly used for treatment of the growth failure in the children. If the children having the lack of growth, so on that time, so these two hormones, so they are the used. And as well as if the any growth hormone deficiency in the adult, then also they are used. Then wasting in the HIV patient, HIV patient में muscular wasting होता, muscular time to time decrease होता, decline होता, they become the too thin. So that condition is treated with the help of the, so these analog of the growth hormone, because the growth hormone enhance the hypertrophy or muscular trophy or enhance the muscle mass. So due to that property, so they are used to control the muscular wasting in the HIV पेशेंट्स, क्योंकि मसल्स का ग्रोथ करता है, और एचआईवी पेशेंट में मसल का डे बाय डे द ग्रोथ वाज डिक्लाइन, मसल्स कम होते जाते हैं. सो देन the doctors they can control the muscular wasting in the HIV patient by utilizing the somatotropin or somatram. क्योंकि so these drugs they can cause the accumulations of the fluid in the muscle or enhance the muscle mass. So that is helpful for to control the muscular wasting in the HIV patients. And next use of these two drugs, so they are used in the treatment of the short bowel syndrome. That is one type of the problem in the GIT. If any problem in the GIT, then digestion do not occurs. So on that time, so these somatotropin and somatrim may be used. And second drug, that is the octreotide. It is the somatostatin analog. Their structure is similar to the somatostatin. It means they inhibit the growth hormones. Their mechanism is, so this drug it can inhibit the secretions of the growth hormone. So they are mainly used for treatment of the control of the acromegaly due to over secretions of the growth hormone. Then as well as, so they are used to control or decrease symptoms in the carcinoid crisis or VIP secreting tumors. And third drug, that is the pegosomat. it is the competitive antagonist of the growth hormone receptor. So this is drugs mechanism is it can inhibit the growth hormone activity by inhibiting the serum insulin like growth factor 1 levels. This is inhibition of due to this inhibitions of IGF-1 the growth hormone activity can be declines. So then so this pegosumat it is used in the treatment of the acromegaly that is occurs due to over secretions of the growth hormones. And the fourth category is drugs that is manotropins. It is analog of FSH and LSS. अगर FSH LSS बॉडी में secrete नहीं हो रहा या insufficient ही है quantity कम है so then they are used the manotropins or that is HCG human corticotropic gonadal hormone. So that is it is the antagonist agonist of the LH. Then urofolitropin it is the analog of FSH. Then folitropin it is the analog of the FSH that is prepared by the recombinant technology. So their mechanism so these all drug they can replace the FSH and LH and also they can stimulate the gonadal axis. So due to that they can enhance the release of estrogen progesterone in the male then in female no, sorry in a female and the testosterone in the male. Then they are helpful for the to control or induce the ovulation and as well as to control the ovarian hyperstimulation in the IVF that is in utero fertilization and also helpful for the treatment of the male hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. मेल में अगर hypogonadism है टेस्टोस्टेरोन रिलीज नहीं हो रहा so due to that the male is suffering from the infertility sperms number कम हो जाते so on that time so that condition infertility in the male is known as the hypogonadism so that can treated with the help of the these four drugs because these are analog of FSH and they are entering the testes and enhance the spermatogenesis. Then the sperm count is increases. Then that male become the fertile male. And same condition in certain women, infertility occurs due to irregular menstrual cycle or irregular release of the ovum or ovulation. So that is also causes the infertility in the female. So that can corrected with the help of the these four drugs. So next drugs that is gonadorelin. So it is the synthetic analog of GnRH. Here the GnRH means gonadotropic releasing hormone. It is required for the to release of the FSH and release of the LH from the gonadotrope cells of the enter pituitary gland. So these gonadolin, so they are synthetic GnRH, so they enter in the gonadotropes and they enhance the release of the FSS LSS. So like that their mechanism is they can stimulate the gonadal axis and these are helpful for treatment of the mostly they are used for treatment of the diagnosis of hypogonadism and as well as they are stimulate the ovulation and as well as they can treat the infertility in the males. Then sixth category drug that is the goserelin, then hysterelin, leprolite, nephrolin and triptorelin. So these are also the synthetic analog of the GnRH and they are long half-life or longer acting. And these drugs initially they stimulate the release of FSH and LH. On prolonged use, so they are inhibit the release of the that is FSS and LS. So this is the mechanism of the these five drugs. So these drugs are helpful for treatment of the that is the LH surge in the in vitro fertilization and as well as endometriosis and adjuvant in the prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is occurs in the male due to over secretions of the progesterone which is in the male. अगर मेल में प्रोजेस्टेरोन एस्ट्रोजन ज़्यादा सीक्रेट होता है so on that time the male is suffering from the prostate cancer. So that cancer is treated with the help of the these drug along with the that is leprolite, then goserelin and hysterelin and triptorelin. So along with the other anti-cancer drug, so they can correct the prostate cancer in the male. So that prostate cancer occurs due to worse secretions of the estrogen and progesterone in the male. So male is okay. So now next we discuss regarding the other category drugs. So these drugs, so they are bromocriptine, cabergoline, pergolide, quinagolide approved in the Europe. So these are the prolactin inhibitors. Okay, so prolactin, so it is helpful for the regulations of mammary gland functions. If any overproductions of the prolactin, then various disorders can cause it. So that can be corrected with the help of the bromocriptine, cabergolines, pergolide and quinagolide. So these drugs, so they are dopamine D2 receptor agonist. Okay, so prolactin, it can show its action by decreasing the dopamine. Okay, so then they enhance the ejaculations of the milk from the mammary glands, and here the these drugs, so they can acts as the D2 receptor agonist and cancel the activity of the prolactin. And mechanism of this drug is, so they inhibit the pituitary prolactin release and as well as GH release in okay in acromegaly patients, and but it is less effective. So these drugs, they are helpful for treatment of the amenorrhea, galactorrhea. These are the problems of the irregular menstrual cycle, then cause the infertility, then hypoprolactemia, then menstrual cycle syndrome, and as well as they are helpful for treatment of the acromegaly, especially bromocriptine, and now also they are used for treatment of the Parkinson disease like bromocriptine, pergolide, and cabrolines. Thank you, dear students.